Today I'm going to show you how I made this cardboard house. I started with a regular cardboard box. This one had a really good shape in my opinion, and it happens to be for some granola bars. I'm going to start by drawing with a pencil where I want to cut. So I want to cut the top triangle part of the roof off. And I want it to be even across the whole box. So I'm measuring 3 inches down from the top line. Measuring will help keep things super straight. After I have measured those 3 inches down, I'm going to draw straight lines on all the skinnier parts and triangles going up in each of the larger areas. I'm also measuring where the middle of each of the larger sides are so that my triangles can be equal. When I'm all done drawing my lines, it should look like straight line, point up triangle, straight line, point up triangle, straight line. Okay, that was the hardest part. Now you just cut on the line you drew. I would like my house to have a door that opens and closes, so I want to make sure I cut that out before I put the house together. Any extra cutting in the shape you should do before you tape the house into a 3D shape. It's a lot easier to do that while it's flat. Now that that is all cut out, I'm going to fold it backwards so that the brown is on the outside and tape the sides together. I'm not too concerned about the tape showing because I'm going to be covering it up later. Now I need to cut another piece of cardboard to cover the hole in the roof. I want to try to make sure it's the right size, so I used the box to measure it and my ruler to make a straight line. Again, I'm not worried about the tape showing. I'm going to cover it up. I'm officially done with the sculpture center and I'm moving to the collage center to finish this house. Now my goal is to cover all the brown cardboard and give it a skin. A skin is the outside layer of your sculpture that makes it look really nice. There are many different ways to give your sculpture a skin. You can paint it, you can collage with paper on top of it like I'm doing here. You can use paper mache or fabric. Some benefits to using paper is that it's very quick and looks really nice, but you do have to wait for the glue to dry overnight. I am measuring each piece of paper by just tracing the shape of my sculpture onto the paper. As you can see, this white paper that I cut out fits perfectly on top of my house. Now the tricky part is going to be adding the door in. The more details you add, the harder it's going to be to cut the correct size paper. So I'm actually adding most of my details with collage on top of the base structure of the house. When using the white glue, you don't want to use too much. Make sure to get glue around the edges and then just a little bit in the middle. When making this house, I did a really cool hack. I basically made tape by cutting my own strips of paper. All I did was cut the size that I wanted and then put glue all over the back of the strip of paper. That's going to hold the roof on to the house really well, and it looks nice because the color matches. I'm going to keep adding paper in the size and color that I want everywhere that I need it. Don't be fooled by the speeding up function of this video. This process really does take a long time. Another cool way that I added paper was I used my zigzag scissors to give some texture to the roof. I cut lots of strips of zigzag paper in red and added it one at a time, and then I went back and made sure all the windows were glued down nice and good. I even used one of those circle hole punches to make a round window. This is about when I ran out of time for the day, so I needed to leave it on the drying rack to dry. The next day I came back when the glue was all dry and drew on my sculpture with a marker. I can add a lot smaller details with that marker. But I also wanted to add more paper, so I made sure to draw on the paper before I glued it down. Last detail I added was a little bit of tissue paper for the flowers, putting some green in there too, and voila! I think I am all finished. I think it turned out pretty cute.